Tonight on NewsLink, the state determined the direction for a new teacher's contract, but we'll tell you how that may not be the end of state involvement in Muncie Community Schools.
And the College of Architecture and Planning spent weeks analyzing Muncie. We'll share their ideas on how to improve the community.
And we're tracking a second wave of rain showers headed on their way. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Cameron DeBlasio.
And I'm Esther Bauer. Thank you all for joining us.
Well, today, along with this past weekend, there were some major developments in the Muncie Community Schools saga. Here to break it all down for us is NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben. Tony, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. You're absolutely right. Big news today regarding a potential government takeover of the district. But first, let's get you caught up on the state fact finder siding with the Muncie Teachers Association.
This is a major victory for teachers across the state of Indiana. It gives them hope that at least there is a chance of winning and someone's listening.
While Muncie Teachers Association President Pat Kennedy is encouraged, the district is not. In a statement, school officials say MCS will have little choice but to make significant cuts to operational costs. It mentions possibly closing 4 elementary schools and a middle school. It's something Kennedy feels could have dire consequences.
I think it would be very detrimental. I think we will lose students to other school corporations. They will be pulled out, and every time you lose a student, you lose the money that comes with that student. So I think it will have a very serious long-term effect.
Kennedy feels the school board is trying to cut the debt too quickly, while the district feels the financial situation is too dire. It hopes the fact finder's decision will be overturned by appeal, but that has parents like Ari Hurwitz concerned.
This could drag on into the summer, and I think it just I think no matter what was chosen, it's going to be an unknown for so long, and it's, I think, ultimately difficult for families and students, which is the sad thing about it.
The district says it will need to cut nearly $2 million for the new teacher's insurance plan. In another statement in mid-March, the district said it will likely make its decision on which schools to close sometime in May. Now, neither Superintendent Stephen Ball nor members of the board commented on the fact finder's decision. Meanwhile, big news today, the Indiana House Ways and Means Committee added an amendment to a bill that would allow for a government takeover of Muncie Community Schools. Now, originally, this bill would only affect Gary schools, but following findings by the State Board of Accounts Committee, Committee Chairman Tim Brown proposed adding Muncie to the bill as well. The bill would allow the state government to appoint an emergency manager to oversee all financial decisions for the district. That person would have jurisdiction over the school board and superintendent. Now, in order to regain independent control, MCS would have to operate while taking in more money than it spends for 2 years. That bill passed the committee today and will now go to the House floor for a vote.
Now, Tony, how long until the House is going to vote?
The House should vote either Wednesday or Thursday, but that doesn't end the bill there. Because this is a different bill than what was passed in the Senate, it would then go to the conference committee. They would likely vote on it in 2 weeks, and should it pass there, then it goes to Governor Eric Holcomb's desk.
All right, we'll continue to keep tabs on the story, Tony. Thank you very much. Well, as Muncie schools continue to take charge, one teacher continues to show her support even after retirement.
NewsLink Indiana's Jenna Liston has the story.
I bought this before I turned 60. I've only lived one here. It's the only place I've ever lived. And I was only going to teach for 3 years and raise a family. Well, that didn't happen.
But instead, Kay Rankins taught for 39 more until the day she decided to retire.
It was hard for me to retire.
On February 17th, Kay and retired school principal Mike Ryan received a letter in the mail banning them from any school property and to return their keys immediately. A letter from the district's chief of security stating the two were banned for disruptive conduct.
Who has no authority to ban people off school property, and it's also someone I've known for close to 40 years.
After taking to Facebook, Kay's letter went viral.
There had been more than 22,000 hits.
Since her post, Kay received the Citizen of the Month award by the Muncie City Council. Aside from the attraction she's gotten online, Kay manages to put her family first, including Dominique.
We had a situation arise. He needed some place to live, and so he's been here since December of 2015. So, and I told him when he moved in, I said, I don't expect you to be here 24/7. You know, I got my life too, so let's just
So how does Kay Rankin spend her day? Continuing to beat out the competition.
Whoa, Kathy, what happened?
Well, what can I say about Kay?
114.
She's one of the most approachable people. I don't care what day it is, what her mood is. You can always go up and talk to her about anything, and she always has an opinion.
Okie dokie, here we go. New game, ready to go.
In Muncie, Jenna Liston,
Right.
NewsLink, Indiana.
To stay up to date on the latest news involving the Muncie School District, visit NewsLink Indiana at ballstatedaily.com.
After 10 years of service to Ball State, interim president Terry King is ready for retirement. Following the sudden resignation of former President Paul Ferguson, King delayed his retirement to fill the position in a critical time for the university. BSU spokeswoman Kathy Wolf officially confirmed that King will retire June 9th of this year. King plans to spend more time with his family, rock climb, and enjoy retirement in this next chapter of his life.
A Muncie man who threatened to kill shoppers at a Northside Goodwill was charged Thursday with 15 related crimes and also managed to draw the attention of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. 24-year-old Khalid Suleiman Balil is facing numerous charges, including battery resulting in bodily injury to a police officer, resisting law enforcement, and attempted strangulation and criminal trespass. According to the Star Press, Homeland Security agents received a warrant on Wednesday to search his home. Agents seized 2 computers, a camera, and travel documents inside his Scheidler apartment owned by Ball State University. Balil entered the Goodwill store on March 25th, threatening to kill shoppers unless they converted to Islam.
Congressman Luke Messer made a stop in Muncie Friday. NewsLink Indiana's Logan Rivera is down. What can you tell us?
A place many of his constituents are concerned that he is not visiting as often as he should. With frustrations rising, Congressman Messer made several Indiana stops Friday, including Muncie's Concannon's Bakery Cafe. Coffee with the congressman was aimed at connecting with constituents, hearing their concerns, and responding to questions or comments that they might have had. The crowd that gathered in the local bakery touched on issues such as education, environmental concerns, economic questions, and recent immigration bans. Questions from Muncie locals were asked by a wide range of people, including a few surprising sources.
Well, my mom wanted to come to see what the guy had any ideas about and that kind of stuff. And then while we were over here, I thought, I kind of want to ask a question because my mom had been telling me about him. Because my mom doesn't really like him, and my mom had been telling me about him in the car. And so I decided to ask a question just to see what he thought about the environmental agency and different things.
Sylvia, a 6th grade student at Burris Laboratory School, felt as though the congressman never fully addressed her question, a sentiment shared by Carol Clendenning.
One of the questions I had was with regard to the proposed budget from the Trump White House and the Republican Party. His only answer to the questions that came up about the budget were, this is a draft, we don't know what it's going to be, so I can't tell you how I'm going to vote on the budget. What was disappointing to me is that he didn't say, with regard to funding for research, with regard to funding for the EPA, with regard that he would push for those agencies and activities to be supported as opposed to radical cuts.
Though the congressman did not have a lot of support at the event, he commented afterwards saying that he was glad so many of his constituents came out and expressed the concerns that they had. In Muncie, Logan Rivera, NewsLink, Indiana.
Logan, thank you. For more information or to contact Messer, you can visit messer.house.gov/contact.
As of today, Senate Democrats appear to have secured the necessary votes to filibuster Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch. This comes after major Republican refusal to consider former President Obama's nominee Merrick Garland. According to Republican leaders, they may be looking to usher in the nuclear option, which would move the confirmation total from a supermajority of 60 votes down to a simple majority of 51 votes. Locally, Democratic Indiana Senator Joe Donnelly announced his support of Gorsuch. So, Cameron, we saw Logan outside, and it looks like the rain has passed.
Yeah, that's for sure, and I'm glad to hear that, too, because I'm done with it. But the question is, Nathan, are we going to be seeing any more in the future?
Cameron, Esther, don't let the conditions that are out there currently fool you by any means. Over the last 6 hours, you noticed that we had those rain showers that moved through earlier today. However, more rain showers are on their way. Look at them. They're just getting ready to pass through Indianapolis. Yet there's another line behind that too. Temperatures all across east central Indiana remain quite mild this evening. 62 here in Muncie, 63 in Indianapolis, 60 in Lafayette. And then looking ahead at our full forecast, we're going to talk more about how long the rain will stay here, a chance of some snow flurries, and a warm up for the weekend.
All right, Nathan, we're looking forward to hearing more. Now, Delaware County's CASA introduced an unlikely member to their team. We'll take a look at the court-appointed member after the break.
And the College of Architecture and Planning spent weeks analyzing Muncie. Stay tuned. We'll share their ideas to improve the community.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league? Nah, just my 401k statement. Nice. Where'd you find the money for that? I've just been saving a little every month. I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Delaware County's court-appointed special advocates introduced their newest team member to the public on Friday, and the position had some special requirements only a select few could fill. Taylor Morton has the full story.
Meet Frankie, the second CASA courthouse dog in Indiana.
She's a 2-year-old lab. She gets to play, she runs, she's hyper.
But when she's working with her owner, Ashley Soldat, Frankie means business.
But when you see her at work and she has that vest on, you'll notice that she's very, very calm.
Ashley Soldat is the director for Delaware County CASA and Frankie's new owner. The Black Lab is part of the program's initiative to help over 500 children in the county's juvenile justice system to reduce stress and anxiety while in court.
It's just scary, whether they're going to be making a big decision or not. It's a very adult environment where everybody's making these decisions, and it's not a comfortable place for a child.
Now, Monroe County is the first in the state to implement a courthouse dog for their CASA program. Kristen Bechet is the executive director for the Monroe County CASA. She says kids are actually excited about coming back to the courthouse just to see their courthouse dog, Jordy. In Delaware County, not everyone wanted a courthouse dog. County Council President Ron Quakenbush said, "I didn't and still don't think it's a good idea because it would add on more responsibility than I think Ashley could handle."
It's been incredibly challenging and rewarding.
Last week, Frankie was put to the test and sat with a child in court for the first time.
When he was talking to the judge and when he was just sitting there, he had his hand down and he was petting Frankie and he had a big smile on his face.
Now, Soldat hopes that Frankie will not just help kids, but also serve as an ambassador to encourage more people to volunteer for the CASA program. In Muncie, reporting for NewsLink Indiana, Taylor Morton.
Now, Frankie is technically a $16,000 dog, but was paid for through a grant.
The College of Architecture and Planning dedicated their semester to improving the community. Michelle Kaufman has the story.
8 graduate students have spent the semester analyzing and developing ideas for improvements to the Minnetrista and McKinley neighborhoods. The neighborhoods have been evaluated in 4 areas: environmental, social, physical, and economic.
Kind of taking their wishes and putting them onto paper and making them attainable goals. So it's really been fun. And my specific role has been looking at the street conditions just to make sure that their environment's clean and safe and things like that.
Melissa Blair, a resident of the Minnetrista neighborhood for 13 years, has learned new information about her neighborhood from the class.
They're looking into our neighborhood, and we're going to get some ideas and better our neighborhood, because that's what we've always been interested in, is making the neighborhood in which we live a better place to live. My hope is that it makes everyone living in the neighborhood excited to live in it.
In Muncie, Michelle Kaufman, NewsLink, Indiana.
The class will meet with the neighborhoods one final time on the evening of April 28th at 6:30 at Minnetrista. Nathan, what's coming up after the break?
The first round of rain showers have moved through the area. We're expecting more in the overnight hours. We'll have more details on the timing of this coming up when NewsLink Indiana returns.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
All right, welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. So Cameron, temperature-wise, it was pretty nice out, but we didn't see the sun and we had some rain. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It was kind of a weird day. Nathan, are we going to be seeing that kind of fluctuation going forward here?
Cameron, Esther, thank you. We are on for a ride over the next couple days. I mentioned earlier, buckle your seatbelts because that's exactly what we're going to have. Looking at radar over the last 6 hours, we saw that first wave of rain move through the area. Now we're dealing with a second wave of rain that'll move through the area later this evening. It's already pushing through places like Indianapolis at this time. This morning we sat at 49 degrees here in Muncie, so a mild start to the day and a mild day overall. Looking at current temperatures right now here in Muncie, 62 degrees. Conditions remain quite overcast this evening, and that's going to be the pattern that we stay with over the next couple days, so take note of that. Rainfall over the last 24 hours continues to climb. You notice places off to the southeast continue to see more and more rain at this time. Those are because of those rain showers that continue to push through the area. Here in Muncie, about 0.08 of an inch in the last 24 hours, but that number will be going up. For the remainder of tonight, expected overnight low sitting at 52 degrees. We'll throw in that chance of seeing a few scattered rain showers throughout the evening hours. Conditions will not break into anything partly cloudy. Overcast is expected for the majority of the evening. Winds will remain out of the west-southwest at 17 miles per hour. Now, the timing of these next few systems, we're going to have system after system after system back to back. Look at this. Clouds continue to build in at 8 a.m. and they continue to build as you continue to see that, they'll break again for the daytime evening hours tomorrow. However, be wary. Look, that's our next system. We'll jump right back to that in just a few moments. For your day planner tomorrow, expect overcast skies overall. We'll throw a few chances of rain showers throughout the day. 58 is close to the daytime high we're expecting for today tomorrow. By the time we get to Wednesday at 8 a.m., we talked about this system earlier. That'll be that next low pressure that'll push through the area and allow us to finally see some more thunderstorms and more rain showers all across east central Indiana. And on the backside of that into Thursday, early parts of the morning, we could see just a few snow flurries in that forecast as we push on through time. Rainfall accumulations only looking at 1/100 of an inch, but over the next 7 days, we alluded to the fact that you're going to have to buckle your seatbelt. We are talking going basically at average, below average, and above average in the span of 7 days. It's truly a tremendous fact. We're going to see the snow flurries into the early parts of Friday morning. By the time we get to Saturday and into the weekend, we're talking 70 degrees as our daytime highs. It's kind of wild to think about how quickly things could swing, but April showers bring May flowers.
Absolutely, and that is certainly something that we'll keep an eye on, Nathan. Thank you very much.
Okay, Amanda, so what do we have coming up in sport?
Yes, well, obviously right now, the big championship game between Gonzaga and North Carolina going on, but at the local level, there was another big game today between Yorktown and Delta baseball. We'll have highlights coming up, and Ball State's soccer team is adding a pro to their staff. Stick around to find out who.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With a unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
This is NewsLink Indiana Sports, presented by The Haven.
Good evening, everybody. Well, it's not every day that college student athletes get to learn from former pros. But what's even more rare is when one coaches you during the prime of their career. Ball State soccer players are going to get that chance, though, this season. Indy 11 soccer standout Eamon Zayat is joining the Cardinals staff as an assistant coach. This is his second season with the Indy 11 after leading them to win the league's spring championship in 2016. Now, Ball State head coach Craig Roberts said that Zayat is going to be of particular help to the team's forwards with insight to finishing techniques. But Zayat himself says he's here for two reasons. One, to learn and enhance his own coaching here in America, having been from Ireland, and two, give the Cardinals some insight having played the game for 16 years in various parts of the world. Now to high school baseball, Delta hosting Yorktown in a doubleheader today. In the bottom of the first half, Delta's Tanner Lambert whiffs off the pitch, but it rolls past the catcher and Adam Haynes comes flying in. Little contact right there, but he scores. Now later in the second, 2 on base, Adam Haynes hits a line drive. First runner scores easily, but check this out. Aiden Hins does his best little running back impression as he dodges for the tag. Delta scores and they lead 3-0 after 2, but Yorktown came back. The Tigers win game 1, 12-9. Well, just 10 minutes away from Ball State's campus, a high school teacher is helping to educate athletic trainers in the community. Tyler Walker has the story.
Future athletic trainers at Ball State get a chance to learn hands-on at clinical placements. But at Yorktown High School, they also get the chance to teach. Ball State senior Lexi Kuiper is at her 6th athletic training placement. Kuiper stresses hands-on training in the field.
The research on what an athletic trainer is really doesn't do justice to what it's like. So once I got out there and I started practicing as a student athletic trainer, it really opened up my eyes to this profession that a lot of people don't know enough about.
High school students can take a pair of sports medicine classes which give an introduction to sports medicine with emphasis on athletic training. High school students are called athletic training student aides, and like Kevin McNamara Jr., benefit from the program.
This will help me a lot throughout it, 'cause it gives me an outlook on how the body works.
The program was founded in 2005 by Kevin McNamara Sr. The program has graduated numerous students going into careers in medicine.
A couple students that have gone through Ball State's program. Again, I've had a couple that have gone, one that went to Indiana State. I've had a couple that have become nurses, a couple that have gone on to become doctors.
The high school program has 28 students who get 20 hours of time shadowing either the team physician, Kevin McNamara, or one of the Ball State athletic trainers.
We all have the same basic foundations, but Josh is going to tape an ankle differently than I do. Josh is going to tape an ankle differently than Lexi is. But we're all going to have anchors. We're all going to have stirrups. We're all going to have horseshoes. We're all going to have figure eights. It's just a matter of how it looks and which way we do it.
Now, Amanda, Ball State is known for its immersive learning, and it's awesome seeing the athletic department getting involved with that.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing to be able to have students getting that hands-on experience here in college.
For sure. Thank you for all that, Amanda.
Thanks very much, Amanda. Well, a popular movie series finalized a prequel.
And a full recap on the ACM Awards is up next.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
NewsLink, Indiana. I'm Samantha Ayersman with your entertainment news. For the second year in a row, Jason Aldean took home the title of Entertainer of the Year at the Academy of Country Music Awards. The awards were held last night in Las Vegas and were hosted by Luke Bryan and Dierks Bentley. Other winners for the night included Miranda Lambert, Thomas Rhett, Florida Georgia Line, and John Party. From country music to a cappella, fans of Pitch Perfect are in for a third installment of the popular film franchise. Universal has officially wrapped filming for the third movie in the series. Returning stars include Anna Kendrick, Rebel Wilson, Brittany Snow, and more. The film will include new faces as well as Ruby Rose, Andy Allo, and John Lithgow. They'll be joining the cast through. Though fewer details have been released about the film, Universal has given hints to moviegoers. Get ready to have a merry Pitchmas. Pitch Perfect 3 is slated to hit theaters on December 22nd of this year.
Well, Sam, I saw all of the Pitch Perfect movies, so I cannot wait for this new one to come out.
Me too. I'm really excited for it.
Thank you for that update.
Thanks very much, Sam. And then a final look at our crazy weather, Nathan.
Yeah, we're on a roller coaster over the next couple days, expecting a high tomorrow, 59 degrees, overcast skies, rain showers throughout the day, and that'll be the same for Wednesday and Thursday. Snow flurries sneak their way back into the forecast on Friday morning with a high just sitting around 48 degrees. But by the time we get to that weekend, 60s and 70s are possible, and that'll be a welcome relief to the forecast, and we'll finally calm down as we go into early next week. So we definitely have a roller coaster of things going on, going below average, above average, and then we're headed right back to where we should be this time of year.
Well, I'm definitely ready to get off this ride. So thank you so much, Nathan. Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Now be sure to watch tomorrow night right here on Cardinal Vision or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night.
watching NewsLink Indiana in high definition.